Hey guys, Lauren here, coming at you with another bedtime yoga. Tonight we're going to focus on the concept of impermanence. So we'll talk through that a little bit, as well as doing some closed poses and slowly work our way to some heart opening poses, keeping it simple as usual. Today I'm going to start with a little bit of a different exercise, so you may need to pause to grab a journal or a notebook of some sort. Just take a minute to write down any thoughts that you have that are lingering through your head. Get them out of the head and put them on paper so you can really focus in on this practice. So go ahead and pause if you need to. Grab your sheet of paper, grab your journal, and just write whatever is going on in your head right now. Release that so we can focus. All right, so let's begin. We're going to start in embryo pose, which is a variation of your child's pose. So knees together, sitting back on your heels, resting your forehead either on the mat. If that is too far away, you can always use a pillow or a block. Just getting comfortable, and then placing your arms by your side. We're going to be here for a little longer than normal, so get comfortable. This is really not comfortable for you. You can maybe separate your knees, coming into a standard child's pose. Releasing any of those unproductive thoughts. Bringing yourself to this present moment. Bringing yourself to your breath. Begin to deepen your inhales and elongate your exhales. Making any subtle adjustments that you need. And then bringing your awareness to your breath. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing your temple, relaxing your thighs, your hip flexors, relaxing those shoulders. Feeling your chest rise and fall as you fill up and empty. Just a few more breaths here. It's human nature to want stability, predictability, control. But it's the beauty of impermanence or change that allows us to grow, to transform. So with that thought, start to bring yourself to your intention, coming up with a word or a phrase. Maybe your word is just simply impermanence. Feeling that intention with a breath in and a breath out. Slowly, ever so slowly, your hands by your side, and just curling up. So keeping your chin tucked, eyes can remain closed as you curl up to an upright position. Maybe slowly opening your eyes and begin to sit, curl your toes and sit on your heels. So we're going to warm up our toes to start, and this may or may not be a little uncomfortable. So we're going to start in a somewhat uncomfortable position and hold it here. If this is too much to sit all the way back on your heels, you can come forward a little bit. And again, just holding it here. Untuck those pinky toes if they are folded under. You want all 10 toes pressing into the mat. Elongate the spine, relax the shoulders. Doing your best to relax through the quads, through the hip flexors. And starting to deepen your breath as you begin to feel it more in the toes. And right away, starting to find the beauty of impermanence. But not all things are being held forever. Deepen the breath. Holding here for 2 more inhale and exhale breaths. Slowly coming off of your heels, sinking forward into a tabletop, and maybe just placing one foot back, flipping the toes, whatever you need here to counter the other side. Rolling out the toes. And we'll come to a seated position, either on your heels or cross-legged, your choice. Start to bring your arms out to a T, open wide. On the exhale, begin to give yourself a hug as you cross the right over the left. Inhale, opening your arms to a T. And exhale, crossing the left over the right. Give yourself a hug, tuck your chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Continuing on your breath. Maybe giving yourself a tighter hug. Maybe opening your chest to the sky, gaze to the sky, getting bigger. One more. Reaching wide. And then closing tight. Tap, squeeze. Give yourself some love. And release arms by your side as we begin to come into our downward dog. So however you want to get there, maybe starting in a plank, maybe still rolling out those toes, you're still feeling it. And coming to a downward dog. First downward dog, bend and straighten. And all the wiggles out here. And then begin to find stillness. Hips are lifted high, ears in between your biceps, rotating your biceps towards the sky, all 10 fingers pressing into the mat. With your hips high, see if you can lower your heels a little closer to the mat. On your next inhale, begin to lift the right leg, three-legged dog. On an inhale, stack the hips right over left. And on the exhale, level them off. Inhale, stack, keeping your shoulders level to the mat. Exhale, squaring your hips. One more. Inhale, stacking the hips, pressing all 10 fingers into the mat. Exhale, square them out. Begin to bend the knee, stepping forward into your lunge. Setting up your lunge strong. And then go ahead and warm it up. If you want to bend and straighten the right knee, or lower the left knee to the mat, whatever you need here. Go ahead, working your way back into a lunge. Heart is lifted. On your next breath, begin to interlace your fingers behind your back. On your next inhale, rising up into your crescent with your fingers interlaced behind you. We'll work dynamic repeat of our humble warrior. So inhale, heart lifts, chest lifts. Exhale, begin to fold forward as you bring your right shoulder to your right knee. Inhale, heart lifts, coming to your crescent. Exhale, right shoulder, right knee, lifting your palms toward the ceiling. Inhale, one more. On the exhale, humble warrior. We're going to stay here, lifting your arms a little higher. If you need to lower the left knee, plant the left heel on the mat, go ahead and do so. Sometimes it helps to get off that tightrope, so maybe bringing the left foot a little bit to the outside of the mat. Relax the neck. Take one more breath in and breath out. Next inhale, rising crescent. Exhale, release the palms, arms by your side. Inhale, one more, hold it here. Exhale, working your way, downward dog. Stay in your downward dog or move through a flow, starting with our modification. So begin to drop the knees, moving forward into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in and out. Begin to lift the left leg, three-legged dog. And on the exhale, hold it here. Inhale, stack the left hip over the right, all 10 fingers pressing. Exhale, square the hips to the mat. Inhale, stacking the hips, belly engaged. Exhale, square the hips. One more. Inhale, stack, shoulders square. Exhale, level. Take one more. Inhale. On the exhale, bend the left knee, step it forward into a lunge. All right, warming up this side. You know what's coming. Do whatever you need to warm it up. Maybe take notice, does this side feel different than the other? Notice where you could use a little extra love today. And to find some stillness into your strong lunge here. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, begin to interlace your fingers behind your back, crossing the other thumb on top, so a little bit of an awkward grip. Next, inhale, rising, crescent, arms stay interlaced. And on the exhale, humble warrior, left shoulder to left knee. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lower. You need to walk your feet apart to get a little more balance. Go ahead, inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, lower and hold. Again, you can drop your right knee if that's helpful. Release the shoulders, bringing your palms together, wrist towards the ceiling, maybe overhead. Lengthen into your lunge. Take a breath in, breath out. Next, inhale, rising, crescent. Exhale, release the hands by your side. Inhale, breath in, and then exhale, folding, downward dog. Take a breath in, breath out, stay or flow, modification if needed. Take a breath in and a breath out. From here, you can move into your child's pose or come with me as you lower your elbows to the mat, working your way into a dolphin pose. So you can clasp your hands together and begin to walk your feet a little closer to your elbows. Relax your neck, getting a nice stretch through the shoulders. And here's an opportunity to shift your perspective, coming into this downward dog modification. Just notice what's different. Notice what's challenging. Maybe noticing what's a little bit easier. One more breath in, breath out. Replacing your elbows with your hands. And now we'll all move into our child's pose. Feet together, knees go wide, arms out in front. If you want, you can come up onto the tips of your fingers, spider tip fingers. Taking a few deep breaths here. Slowly bring your knees together, coming into your tabletop. So knees just under your hips, wrist right under your shoulders. On an inhale, lower the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Again, moving on your breath. Couple more here. Working it out. Stepping one foot back, then the other, coming into a strong plank. Let's hold it here for 3 breaths. Rotating your biceps inwards. Again, pressing all 5 or 10 fingers into the mat. Taking one more breath in. On the exhale, slowly lower. You can drop your knees or chaturanga all the way down onto your bellies. Just taking a minute here, placing your arms by your side, relaxing your neck to the right. Just taking in what you've done so far. Head comes to neutral. Begin to press your feet into the mat, placing your hands just about mid-rib, elbows high and close into your body. Pressing the feet down, quads engage on an inhale, moving into your cobra, lifting, lengthening, deepening your breath. Holding here for a breath in. And on the exhale, lower to the mat. Arms released by your side, head turns to the left, toes touch and heels go wide. Head comes back to center, keeping your arms by your side, engaging your feet, pressing them close together. We'll move into our full locust. So on an inhale, lifting the upper body, lifting the hands off the mat. On the exhale, slowly lifting the feet off of the mat, engaging the low core. Relax the shoulders, belly's engaged. Breath in. Hold it here on the breath out. One more. Inhale. On the exhale, slowly lower to the mat. Again, toes touch and heels go wide. Head turns to the right. Neutralizing the spine. Noticing your heart beating on the mat. Bring your head back to neutral. Let's even ourselves out. Head towards the left. Bring your head to neutral. Coming into our Sphinx pose. So placing your forearms onto the mat. Arms are parallel. Pressing your palms into the mat. Feet are very much engaged. So that cobra tail pressing into the mat as you lift your chest, working your shoulders away from your ears. Lower half is engaged. Breathing. Finding those 5-second inhales, 5-second exhales. Seeing if you can press your chest a little higher. Shoulders a little lower. And from here, moving into our bows and toes. So flip the toes. Coming up to a forearm plank. And then slowly moving into a downward dog. So I'm not going to hold you too much. I've already worked you more than normal in this bedtime yoga. And your choice to flow or stay in your downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward dog. From here, slowly walking, one foot at a time, coming to the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance, hang heavy. Bending your knees as much as you need to. Place your belly on your thighs. Head is relaxed. Let's move into a gorilla. So you can stay right where you're at, clasp opposite elbows, or lifting the ball of your foot and placing your palm, the entire palm, under your foot, such that your toes are touching your wrist. When you have that, slowly begin to lower the head, chest, neck a little closer to your thighs. Maybe bending your elbows to get a little bit deeper. Nothing forced here. If this is too much, moving back to the opposite elbows. Holding here for a couple more breaths. Maybe begin to straighten your knees just a little. Go ahead and release. Hanging in our ragdoll as slow as you can on your next inhale, keeping the rounded spine, neck is tucked, slowly, ever so slowly, rounding up to a standing position. Seeing how slow you can move, feeling every vertebrae unravel. Last thing to lift is your is your chin. Arms by your side. Next inhale, arms reach overhead, gaze up above, salute the sun. And then exhale, bringing your arms to cactus arms, chest is lifted. Inhale, bringing your arms up to the sky, thumbs touch. And exhale, cactus arms or goalpost arms. One more, inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, goalpost. One more, arms reach overhead. Then the exhale, sweep them wide, bringing them to your side. Take a breath in, and just as we round it up, we're gonna round down. So tuck the chin, and slowly rounding one vertebrae at a time, lowering back to our ragdoll. And from here, bringing your feet together, coming on into a little ball. So curling up into a little ball, giving yourself a hug, maybe coming up on the ball of your feet, tucking your chin, just feeling what it's like to be giving yourself a hug. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Take a breath in. On the exhale, slowly lower your bottom to the mat. Extending your legs long. And slowly lowering to the mat. And from here, just bringing your knees into your chest and again, giving yourself a hug, rocking side to side, being a little playful here. Begin to bring your knees to 90, flex your feet. And as gently as you can, rolling to the right side as you find a spinal twist, knees at 90. Lengthen your arms to a T. And slowly turning your head to the left. Nice spinal twist. Deepen your breath. And using the strength of your core, bringing your knees back to 90, center on the mat. And slowly lowering them to the left, stacking one knee on top of the other, and then turning your gaze to the right. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Using your core, bring your knees back to center. Extend your legs long on the mat. One more resting pose here. This is our fish pose. So you can use a block and place it under your shoulders, but not necessary. I'll do it actually without the block in case you guys don't have a prop. So bring your palms by your side. You're going to use the strength of your forearms to lift your belly and release the neck to the sky as you lower your head to the mat, lifting, rounding your spine, pressing the forearms, the palms into the mat, maybe adjusting your elbows a little higher. You can get the crown of your head on the mat. Really powerful. And if this is uncomfortable for you, just feel free to move right into your Savasana. See if you can tuck your tailbone a little more, arching the spine. And go ahead and release everything to the mat, arms by your side, moving into our final pose, Savasana. Again, holding here for just 1 minute. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Plant one foot on the mat and the other, rolling to your right side. As we pause, it is due to the beautiful fact that nothing is fixed or written in stone that we are able to transform. Heather Wilson with Yoga Shanti. Slowly lift yourself to a comfortable position, seated, palms on your thighs. Bring your hands to heart center as we bow down and say, Namaste. I hope you guys are feeling grounded and enjoyed that bedtime yoga. Thanks.